a little time has gone on since Wednesday. But an interview that we did almost 2 weeks ago, great interview with head coach Matt Rhule. And we were very, very fortunate to have Coach Rhule on, and love the opportunity to talk to him and all the different things that we hit on. The interview resurfaced because like we see today in modern day journalism, people that don't do interviews take things from people's interviews and they clip them and write things how they want things to be written. Well, there was a joke where Matt Rhule, you asked him what playoff bracket scenario is best for Nebraska.
Yeah,
is it 12? Is it 14?
Yeah.
Is it 16? Yeah. And he jokingly said 40. Like as a joke. I mean, it's like, yeah, 12, 14, 16, heck, let's go 40. I mean, the more the better. But he was totally joking. Well, that from our own national brand of things, On 3, was picked up by the Desk. The Desk writes national stories, and they specifically wrote jokingly in their quote.
Yeah.
But social media blew it up, made it a big deal. Then Ari Wasserman, who works with Andy Staples, who used to work for The Athletic, was a former Ohio State beat writer for the Cleveland Plain Dealer before that, wrote a column kind of going at Rhule a little bit for that comment.
No, he didn't go at him a little bit. He went at him.
And, as guys on the local end, it sucks because we get associated to that, and we had nothing to do with that.
Just all of a sudden, you were on the phone
with
saying,
a lot more.
We have a problem.
I'm on the phone with some pretty important people. I'll just put it that way. I'm not going to get into my private discussions with folks I had, but yeah, it was unnecessary. And I don't even understand, because you and I are in the same boat. We don't write things like that. We don't.
Not usually. No,
we're not hit job artists.
Not usually. No, no, we're not. And I can't, there were some time. There have been times I've done a little bit of that. I can get into that in a second, but I thought hit job. I don't know if it was quite a hit job, but it was close. It was singling out. It kind of singled out Matt, as why does this guy, Matt Rhule, keep making these, and he said, incredibly soft comments. Now I know this, what you do you do the same thing I do. You always kind of have to put yourself in the shoes of the people you're writing about. And man, if I were Rhule reading Ari's column, I would have been hot. I would have called him immediately. I would have gotten his number somehow and said, what the hell is this? Like, what? First of all, you totally blindsided me. If you're going to write something like that, don't you let the person know, I just know me as a man. I would have been pissed at that columnist. So I understand the reaction. If Matt was pissed, if I put myself in his shoes, I would have been hot.
Well, and then you take somebody's work from our company, us.
Yeah.
It was good. It was a great interview. And, Matt Rhule, we were very gracious for the time. And
this is a half-hour interview.
And then you kind of recraft and work it to angle something out of it like that. Yeah, the whole thing was disappointing, because anyone that watched when I first saw the tweet, I'm like, oh, they're finally going to write something off our interview. And in my mind, I'm like, great, because there was nothing controversial in this interview we just did. It was a great.
Well, and I think we should explain to our constituents on Husker Online, the reason I didn't write anything about what he said about the playoff matter was I thought it was pretty benign, and he had said it before. It wasn't new material. He had kind of just said in a different way what he had said before. But so I didn't feel a need to write it.
In what is a very slow time of news in college football, that kind of controlled about a 24-hour news cycle.
Mm-hmm.
At least, the tweet on 3 did over 1 million views.
Wow. So yeah, there's writers like you, like me, like Ari, we are looking for material right now. I'm doing it. This is a time of year where you kind of got to dig in and find your own stuff, because you're not handed stuff at press conferences. You don't have a game coming up against Purdue or whoever. You don't have a press conference in the spring. You got to kind of find your own stuff. So sometimes I think that my position on that is, I think sometimes it puts columnists, writers, you're kind of vulnerable in these times of year. because you're trying so hard to come up with stuff that will generate discussion. Traffic. I'll call it discussion, but traffic. Yeah. Traffic.
But yeah, it was an unfortunate deal, and we wanted to weigh in on it because we haven't had a chance to.
Right.
And
Right.
I didn't even know what was happening. Like I was at the state track meet, watching my niece run, and I'm kind of down by the fence waiting for the medals up there after a race got over.
Okay.
And then my phone just explodes with a lot of very important people. I'll just put it that way.
And then you texted me and said, we got kind of an S show. Sip, we have kind of an S show. I was like, oh, great. I'm just trying to work on my Michigan State preview, and we're doing the previews for a website, and I'm just knee deep in this Michigan State preview.
You're giving it hell like it's
right.
The 01 Rose Bowl.
And Sean sends me a text that says, hey, Sip, we got kind of an S show here.
No, I mean, the only thing, like, again, that bothers me about all this is, like, we did a good job with the interview with Rhule, and we were gracious to get it and fortunate to get an interview like that.
Yeah.
And, something like this could affect this in the future. And that's what bothers me the most.
Right.
Because Rhule, I don't think has any problem going on with this talk, but when people are going to, like, slice and dice his sentences out of context, from our company or any company for that matter.
Right.
That's where it's tough, but
yeah. I mean, it's kind of, you could kind of put it under the umbrella of part of the deal, part of the business, but I don't know. It doesn't have to be. Like I said, Ari does great work, obviously, but I read the column and I thought, oh yeah, that would anger me. Oh, and yeah,
I think it should have just been handled differently all along. Altogether. And I shook a lot of trees. I'll just be honest. I trust me, like, my opinions have been voiced.
Okay. Well, there you go, Sean.